ghost haunts my night. It rips my soul. Fear cuts deep. I lose control. Pain screams loud. I'm in the
For the third time tonight, we're going to do the ringing of the cowbell. Work this time.
anxiety claws, screens a blur of red. Friends cash out, leave me for dead. Every tick drops, my guts twist and burn. Stacks of ghosts, when will I learn? Liquidation cry.
What is that?
Fear cuts deep. I lose control. I start flying. Pain screams loud. I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry. Saw the trap. Set a line to hoe. Took a breath. Stop the panic, cold, stuck to the plan, clawed my way back. Foot fades out, but the scars attack. Stuck to the plan, clawed my way back. Foot fades out, but the scars attack. Liquidation cry. It rips my
They do come in pairs.
fear cuts deep. I lose control. Skies rise. Pain screams loud. I'm in the hole. Liquidation cry.
Vocal fry. We're hoping so.
Slink through the charts where the shadows twist. Bitcoin's pulse ignites with every risk.
Just giving it just another minute.
Floods as the green bar soars.
See if there are a few more people coming in.
I crave it more. The night hums low, a seductive snare. My heart pounds wild in the market's glare. Oh, the rush bites deep. I'm hooked on the chase. Seduction fuels me, setting the pace. Feel the thrill explode. I'm riding the Bitcoin wave, crushing doubts beneath where the bold ones play. Pulse racing high. I hunt the game, sweet vibe.
We do have camera, we do have cowbell.
Feel the thrill explode, fueling my desire. A crowd of dips, a predator's glide. Bitcoin surges, I'm along for the ride. The bear retreats, I stride.
We'll try the cowbell one more time.
Adrenaline sings in the midnight air. Games cascade, a lover's tease. This hunt's my pulse, it never frees.
The ringing of the cowbell.
Feel the thrill.
Ladies and gentlemen. this one more final time here. Let's hope that this works, because this turkey's getting kind of tired. And a 1, 2. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I truly thank you very much.
We have camera. Okay. So this is the third time. The first time, I don't know what happened. I was just talking and you guys weren't there anymore. Everything shut down. Second time, the camera was not working. We took a vote to come this time. So here we are. It's 11:20 p.m. We're watching Bitcoin just tank here. We're down at 109,000 now. That's not as bad as where it did go. All the way down to 108.79. 108,000, if I'm not mistaken, was around our yearly open, if I believe, if I remember correctamente. Is that right? Is that correct? Maybe it's not. Or high? I guess not. What was our yearly high then? Or not our yearly. What was our low in January? This is December. Well, this is January. Let's go to the monthly. Jeez, that'll tell us. Where are we looking at, y'all? This is January. So the high right here, yeah. We are at the top of the January candle, actually. Oh, that's very interesting. That's kind of cool. Come over here to the month. The little line going across here is actually the price. Wow, ain't that special? That would be a wonderful place for us to catch and not go below that January tippy top wick high. That would be sweet and nice. I would love for that to happen. I'd like for it to just bounce anywhere around through here. Monthly, while we're here, I mean, the monthly looks bullish as all get out. I'm just telling you. We're above the 9 and the 5 moving average on the monthly. Monthly's doing good. Those little candle bodies going right around this parabolic thing that we can't stand to look at right now because it pisses us off. It's like, well, when's it going to happen? Look here for the last couple of months. Every time that we do get up here about 120 something, there's lots of people taking profits and saying, "Oh, it's payday," and we should have done that too. Well, I mean, I was doing that. Actually, I'm pleased. I made an effort to take more profits when things was going up. Over the weekend. That's one of the things I was trying to get to in the other streams, is that, you know, come Friday, the whole market just went crazy bullish and crazy. And can we get to that? Oh man, I can't ever find my stuff. But I don't know if you can. Yeah, can't even see this crap. Anyway, but you know, that's when I was warned. I said it was about to get crazy on Thursday earlier that week because it could, and it did. Wasn't for sure exactly which way it would go though, right? That was when we were down where we just lost right now. And you know, on Friday I came out on the day and said, don't get too crazy. It's Friday, man, and that's where I started giving out my warnings. You can't trust these weekend pumps at all, and my plan was to take profits, and I did do that on a lot of things. And so when we get into this crash back and everything, I'm not having to rely on my Bitcoin or anything like that. I'm relying on my Aave profits and my Chainlink profits. Yeah, because them suckers did really good. And but anyway, here's the two streams we tried tonight, which did not work. I'm just going to leave them there for meanness. I don't know. All right, so anyway, coming back to the charts is what we're here to talk about anyway. Let's come down to our little Degen time frames and see what the heck she's doing. We are actually being blessed with a 6-minute green candle over here, if I can manage to pull it up on TradingView without crashing my system again. So do we have a bottom? We got a higher low for a chain. Well, we had one over here too, and probably several other times before, so forgive me if I'm not too excited about it. Now the best thing that was that there was a fib area that was down here. Of course, we'll have to pull that again. It looked like it was an 886 on the chart that I had, and a trend line. Yeah, right down here, a trend line I was tracking. Oh look, a bear trap. Woo, yay. I hope so. I hope we're on the 6-minute though, folks. We're on the 6-minute. Okay, I mean, and I don't know how well that line translates from where it was originally drawn here to the 6 minute, but I'll take it. I'll take it. So can we get some traction here, or is this the bottom? Are we going to call bottoms? Now it would be great. I'm a little disappointed, I guess, because and I'll share it. Last night I told you about some GAN information that I was kind of curious about, and I found it and I shared it over here in the group, and I also shared this, and I think this is important to go over. Let me share this before. This is what I shared earlier, and that was me this showing. This is what I really see. I got on the daily chart, and I just put, and I used the time cycles. And these are kind of unique little boogers here. Shoot, why don't we just go to the chart? You still got it, right? This is it, right? You didn't clear it off, did you? Yes, you did. You suck, road dog. What the hell's wrong with you? We're going back to this one. All right, so you peek these at the bottoms, and they can be pretty darn impressively accurate to help you figure out, to help you kind of time some of these dips down here. And it looks like right around early September. I may have to just double check and make sure I got you lined up real nice and pretty. It looks like I do, but right around September, according to this, if this works out like it has before, these little dips down here, these little, what do you call these? Where we come into a tangent here. Going a tangent. Yeah, that's it. She can do pretty good. We might be doing that, and I'm looking at these areas around 101, 104,000 because that's where our next fib areas are. We kind of lost one, okay, and unless we get that one back, what is it, by 112 or something? We'll go over that in a second. Unless we get that back, we're headed probably more than likely through one of the lower ones. So all the hopium here, I'm just, is it worth it? I mean, is it worth talking about any hopium at this point? So there's a couple ways that we can look at what's going on. And one, since we have confirmed now a double top, it's been confirmed, folks. Confirmed. What the hell does that mean? Cycle over? We had one over here too, confirmed. That was ugly. That didn't lead to anything that I was excited to be in. That was a pattern that I was scared to death of when I see that little thing. You look between the legs, there's something sticking up, and that's not exactly what you thought you was getting into. It turned out to be kind of a nightmare. It looks like a bear. It looks like a Batman pattern came down here. Oh, what happened? Now we lost everything. Here we are. And so now we got a double top pattern confirmed, man. It's confirming right here on the daily. It's already confirmed on smaller time frames. So, yay. Measure move takes us to areas that would probably make you feel a little bit sickening, but we'll go with that idea. We'll also, let's do that before we do the fibs. And let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go with the very biggest measure move there. I'm not trying to be conservative at all. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid there with this measure move. Put this down to the little break area, and it says suggested $98,000. Could be what we see around the 200 daily moving average. Losing the 100 moving average, it all makes sense, honestly. Now, I mean, that we can do this. And if I seem a little bearish, well, the reason is because we broke the trend line. So now we're bearish. Well, we're still above the 200 daily moving average. We still got some hope. There's some hope, but it just sucks that here in August, going into September, Rectember, that's just, which is normally a really cool month. Most of the cool kids are born in that month, I'm just saying. But anyway, here we are going into Rectember, and we're getting a good start at getting a taste of what it tastes like, what it feels like to start seeing things get wrecked, right? I just don't like seeing things bounce up and down, or bounce down. I like seeing them bounce up. I don't want to see them bounce down. Did we get our 3 humps in a dump? That last little hump was that's just embarrassing, right? You can do better than that, Bitcoin. Come on. So we got our little 3 humps in the dumpy dump, and I'm sure the Elliott's all tickled to death. Yeah, see, I told you there's going to be a 5 wave. Now we're doing an ABC correction. So here, now, okay, so here's something we want to point out, right? When we do find an area of support, yes, we did do I'm not an Elliott trader. That stuff gets down a rabbit hole, and shoot, I watch them argue with themselves half the damn time, show you 15 different paths that things could happen out. Anyway, Anyway, but this qualifies as a 5-wave. So we'll be looking on the ABC correction, which is a cool little zigzag. And it don't look cool now, unless this little ABC. Come on, Elliot, get with the program. And count it. So we can come down, find support, come up for a B wave, and then that gives us, hopefully, depending on how high we can come up on that, a chance to, you know, start de-risking with all the other people that are waiting for that opportunity to de-risk. Because any of the paper hands are probably trying to de-risk already right down here. But no, and that's what we try not to do. We try to be patient and not get too scared and not getting ourselves in a jam where we're facing liquidations or something. And then you are in a jam. But where we can come back up, and then, hey man, we can kind of de-risk a little bit, and we can kind of hedge a little bit. We can start pulling out our old tricks to kind of help us navigate this. If we try to do that, I like to use this little guy for, you know, selling as we go up and buying as we come down. Sometimes I'll do that on my spot margin, or maybe some spot bags or something like that. Unless I'm doing like a serious, you know, a serious official trade. But man, kind of sucks. All right, so we're going to take our Fibonacci from down here at 75,000. That was the low that we had in April on Liberation Day. Yay! Yeah, when we were first liberated from all the cash in our accounts, or all the value in our wallets on that day, which finally, you know, started giving them back after a little bit. So here we are, man. We lost that 236 fib, and I shouldn't be disappointed because it's not that common to happen. It's really not, but it is a good thing to watch for if we're in a really, really strong market, a really strong move. We even lost it back here on the last one, right? When we came up to this one, we were doing the same thing, exactly the same thing we were looking for, and we came down to our 382, and then we got a pop up, right? So we can be hopeful that this area around 105, we might get something there and not have to come down to the 0.5, which is about $100,000. Now, the thing about the Fibonacci strategy that I use is that the more shallow the dip, the higher the trip. And so this 382, this little green line that I'm drawing over here, for this move, that is a juicy bounce place, okay? So there might be a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance? I'm telling you there's a chance. Because if you peek your eyes, peep your little eyeballs, just right over here. Not that way. Over here. Oh, this way. Gosh, man, you see squirrels like me. There you go. You got it, baby. You got it. You kind of crooked, but that's all right. I won't hold being cross-eyed against you. All right, if you peep right over here, you see that green line comes right to the tippy tops. That's an excellent place for us to find support, because dropping down into all this fuss over here, that comes back over here, and we're flirting with losing our last low. We don't want to get near this previous low on this trend line. So if I have to call another area to look for, or where we're highly likely to catch something, it would be here about 105. I would not paint it green because I don't know if we're going to catch there or not, to be honest with you. We got measured moves. Did we do the measured move? We did, right, on a different chart. We'll take the conservative one this time, put it there at the neckline, which is also, ironically, right at our 382 fib area. That one is suggesting that we come down till here. And that is where our daily 200 moving average is hanging out, right around $99,000. The lowest we got was about 98.3 on this chart, and we don't need to start doing that. If we start coming back down through here, then we're setting up for a reversal pattern, which a lot of people, you know, be quick to call there. Whether it validates or not, that's not what we want to see, man, going into October, November, December. We want to see, like, we're going to say this. So the chances of something like this happening, that's kind of discouraging for me. But hey, man, we'll still be optimistic. We'll still be optimistic here. So I've been pulling out my square of 9 and all this kind of crap here. I might play with that in a minute. What is price right now? Oh, I can do this right over here. Let's see if it gives us a little hint. We'll play with you real quick over here. At 109. I got 886 on, is it this chart? 109, 904. I better go with the one on my chart. All right, so 110. We're below that then. There's this little thing here. Linux or whatever. What the hell? That's on Pluto. I think it's a conjunction or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn all this GAN stuff. But we got anyway. If you get into the GAN stuff, there was this influence that was coming in here over these days, but it should have started turning around now. It gave me a little hope, just something to watch for, to take with a grain of salt. But it painted the picture that we had a good possibility to start recovering. And the sad thing is, I just don't see any signs of it right now. What I see is 105,000. Let me come over to the chat here and talk to you guys, but that's kind of what the bigger pictures are telling us, and what we've been pointing out for the longest time, and everything is we've now got that cross. Now, last night when we looked, it hadn't crossed. I mean, but that's crossed, and I was hoping, I was giving it today just to see if we could get a nice bounce up, and then maybe it would bounce off of there, ricochet. But no, and I said last night, and they need to do this and do this quick, and they didn't do it. And now we got this is one of my sales signals, people. This is one that I always regret when I don't listen to it. I've always regretted when I don't listen to it. And the reason I don't listen to it is because it's not fun when it happens. Everything's already happened because this is a lagging indicator, and you're already seeing things almost down. And that's why it's so easy not to do it a lot of times, I believe. Because you're so used to the highs that you had over here in price and the portfolio things. Like when we were over here, we were at the same area before, right? In January, right? That's where we're testing right now, is the very top of these candles. But when we were here before and it gave us a signal to sell, I didn't want to do it so much, and she started losing and dropping below 100,000. And it was like, gosh darn it. And I didn't sell as much, and then I regretted it down here. And now we're looking at a similar situation. We could be doing some of that stuff. And I think we did this last night, if we do the bars pattern from over here, last time that's happened to us, I mean, this thing suggests going all the way down to the 618 Fibonacci, which a lot of people will probably be looking for that too, really, because that's just kind of the standard basic run-of-the-mill fib teaching that you get, is to look for the 618, which is miraculous. But it says certain things about the market depending on where things are bouncing at, and that would be fine. But that does signify from where we've been bouncing that we're cooling off, and I'm not crazy about that. That's also where on our weekly we got a 50 moving average, and that, to me, that would be a serious, that's a deep correction. When you come down on the weekly to a 50 moving average, that's your deep correction. And I talked about last night, if we lose the 50, then that's your sign that the run's over. So we don't have that yet. So we don't have any confirmations that the bull run's over, even though some people were pointing to the double top being that. And we can't get that bearish. We can't get that bearish. There's too much good news, too many good things going on with Bitcoin, and there's so little of it around. And it's hard for us to get. They want to steal it. They've got to start stealing it from us, and they're pretty gosh darn good at it. But every time before, we came down to the 50 when we did a serious correction, and to me, it appears that that's what we're looking at now. So our MACD is crossed officially on the weekly. We lost a trend line on the weekly. This is our second week of being beneath that trend line, and now there, in my personal opinion, this is where we start making a de-risk plan if you haven't already. And the tendency is, well, oh no, I found out everything's going bearish. Now everybody's talking bearish. To me, I don't think it's a wise thing to just immediately sell. I've always regretted that every time. Like I want to sell right now. I mean, I would sell and short. It makes you want to short right now, but not the smartest place, man. Not the smartest place to start shorting. Well, you say that, and then 10 minutes worth cheaper. Maybe if you get lucky, but we're at some places where we can find some bounces up a little bit and then roll over. And in my opinion, that's the best thing to look for to de-risk or to start shorting. So if we start coming back up to 112, but then everybody say, well, look, we're recovering. And I mean, there's always that possibility, but remembering what you saw on the bigger time frames suggests that we probably got some coming more downs to do. I'm just saying, I'm looking for that area. It's easier to talk yourself out of it when you come up here to these areas too, right? I would love for us to break back above here and this be a little fake out flush out. There's still that possibility. There is, believe it or not. But the momentum from that weekly MACD, though, I'm just telling you, it's just. When she starts, she don't let up, baby. When she starts, she don't let up. When Aunt MacD starts a drinking, baby, at that party, you're gonna be rolling her over to the couch so she can sleep it off. I'm just telling you, covering her up with the blanket or an Afghan or an Iraqi. She likes Iraqis as much as she likes Afghans to be rolled over on her. She's wild. I'm telling you. We'll take this a little lower high that we have, that lower low that we had over here. When we will drop down to 98,000 last time, just in June. I know. There is so much disappointment here in Bitcoin. Now, if we're taking into that, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are trying to pull that fib and not going from the very bottom of this whole run that we just lost the trend line of, and trying to look for little local supports. But yeah, so we can see that maybe we might catch something here about 108.2, 108.3. We've almost got there. We'll mark that. That's a 618. That's a great place for us to bounce and come back up. And then if I were going to look at that, if I'm just trying to guesstimate and estimate and whatever, we can just. It's still, if it does bounce here, you still got to get up past this 0.5, baby, and maybe technically above the 618. Last time we even got up to the 618, and then look where we are, and look where you are now. But that was a great bearish retest. Zooming out, it just looks so clear. I mean, it does. It just looks so clear. Yeah. When you're bouncing off and lose it and then come up, that's the perfect bearish retest area. And we were talking about this. Got to get above it, 118. But that was that Friday, and that's when not everybody, but that's when your gurus are out there calling flags to the upside. Ironically, over here they were saying that was unsustainable, and then they were complaining that everybody was trying to entice everybody to buy. And I'm like, really? Yeah, you goob. That was you. So the gurus flipped the script and everything. So I don't know. It's just maybe I'll wake up in a better mood tomorrow. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep last night. Maybe that was it. I woke up, found myself stopped out again. Came back a few hours ago, found myself stopped out again. So I'm tired of being stopped out on these little perp trades I am, just watching it just, nibble away. And you might say, well, get a better strategy. And I'd say, no, just stop degening so freaking much. But no, I did a legitimate area, and it just, that's what we got. All right, so here we are, coming down, trying to find some ground here. And in the meantime, we just sit here and watch Total 3. Is that what we're on here? Total 3 is doing something kind of on the 1 hour. What are you doing over here? What the hell are you doing? Are you getting sneaky? Are you trying to do a bear trap? Show me something else that don't make a damn bit of sense, Total 3. All right, I got to point this out. On Total 3, I know you're saying, but no, it's everybody selling out their Bitcoin and going into Ethereum and altcoins. We're going to have an altcoin season. There is some going into altcoins. You are right. People did take profits up there. I am sure. But I ain't saying no altcoin season, man. You still got bearish stuff over here too, baby. You lost stuff on the stochastics. They coming down so far. Yeah, you got your sell signal here, market cipher, the red dot, and you got the VWAP starting to come down. I mean, Mudflow's still in the green, so you got that going for you. Maybe it'll cushion their fall a little bit, but it's going to feel it too. It just takes altcoins a minute sometimes to follow Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin goes down toward 100,000, them altcoins are going to keep dropping. Well, like you've seen them do today, or worse. If that wasn't fun. But right now, altcoins look like they trying to do something on the sneak on the low for real. What are you guys doing here? So the next few hours looks like they're going to try to pump, and I mean, technically, I kind of like that. I ain't gonna lie. That falls within one of my buy now strategies, and I probably ain't gonna use it. Because I got my altcoins situated right now. They're not in danger. They're actually I'm very, for the first time I'm halfway satisfied on how I worked on my altcoins this time. But let me come back down to the 1 hour. Okay, I tightened up my trend line there. I think she's still got some more work to do here. It could just be a bearish retest, right? So you got, if when you see that, yeah, it's a good idea just to check, make sure, dial it out, dial it in. Try not to squint our eyes and make us see something that's not there. So it was hoping it would be a bull trap, which really don't make too much sense with all these bearish crosses going on, right? More than likely, it's trying to roll over. But I mean, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt because the MACD over here looks like she wants to try to run it up or roll over. One of the two. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, let me come over to the chat room here, or to the chat. 32 people hanging out with me. How you feeling about the markets tonight? Thanks for being here. We had a rough start getting the stream going tonight. This is our third try. Wait, 107? Man, with that MACD crossing on the weekly, I'm not even... I'm just let it do what it's got to do over the next week or two or three. That's all I'm saying. Because once it crosses, yeah, they ain't no need trying to buy every little rung down. I'm just being honest with you. It's just not. Because if you want to be the sharp day trader or something, but that's what happened over here, man. And so we are here, ladies and gentlemen. We are just right here at this section, somewhere through here, maybe over here, and there's going to be all this, and so things don't turn around until we get down to a juicy little bottom here, right? And this is Total 3. So we just once we confirm breaking this line, which may or may not happen, we'll wait for confirmation. We got to wait for that confirmation. But right now, altcoins are iffy, just like Bitcoin was last night. We're like, oh, it could. I don't want to move too soon because it, and that's where we are now. It's holding the 50 so far. So is Bitcoin until today. I mean, no, it did. I mean, on the daily, we haven't gotten down. No, we did. We did. It's the weekly 50 that we don't want to lose at all. But yeah, losing the 50 on any time frame signifies this correction's starting to get a little deeper here, a little scary, a little more concerning. And we're losing the 100 on the daily. So for my 5 moving average strategy points is right in the direction over here, 100,800 at the 200 moving average. So damn, y'all. What we talked about and hope wasn't going to happen. Bearish retest. We're hoping maybe we would range or it'd be a fake out and we go to the moon. Okay, well, they told us what's going to happen. Down. Down. The MACD has spoken. The weekly MACD has spoken. You can only expect a little miracle like you got over here in May of 2023. Maybe we can expect that. Or not expect, but just hope. Say our prayers at night. Maybe we might get something like that. What happened over there? What did that look like? That was, oh, we're coming down. And then, boom, did we break a trend line? I think we did, right? We did. Did we break a 50 moving average? No, we didn't. We didn't on the weekly. Of course, we haven't here on the weekly either. We just came down and played with the 200. Lost it for a little bit, and the 21 was there. We got a 21 right down here at 105, a 50 down at 93. We got room. We can come down, people. Normally losing the 9, we're looking at a 21. That would take us down to somewhere close to these candle body tops here by the time they connect. Interesting, I guess. All right, let me come over. I guess we can take a look at altcoins and some other stuff, whatever you guys want to take a look at. Total 3 should bounce at the 850 billion trend line. 850 is somewhere here. You said total 3, right? That's what I got, right? Okay. So you think, let's put a big, what color? I gotta go gray so I won't mistake it for something else. And so, well, that's a happy little area. That's, yeah, I could see that's a retest. That'd be a retest of the breakout of the inverted head and shoulders. That's quite common to happen. She didn't really give us a great retest of that area over here. She went below it and went above. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. 'Tis not out of the question, but that means they ain't no altcoin season. Here we are. We're at the 236 now. We've been doing some zigzags. I'm just kind of throwing all this stuff up here, right? Looks like a mess on the screen. I guess I'm gonna get these lines out of here that we're kind of already at there. All right, yeah, okay, and it's also. Well, did I move that by accident? No, this is from something else. So we got a 382 down here. We can catch something at 95, 978. That's a deep ass retracement to come down here. That's not gonna. That wouldn't be fun. Me David says new moon bears full moon, or full moon bullish. New moon bears full moon. Yeah, and we did get our new moon. Happened a couple of nights ago. We talked about that too, and the breaking of the trend line there. But with all this stuff going on there, I mean, Friday just really, I mean, it changed everything. I mean, for everybody there. I mean, they got really, really overly bullish, I thought. But then we started seeing it kind of lacking, especially with the altcoins on the weekend too, though. We weren't seeing the volume that we were hoping for. Bradley Down says rate cuts equal housing dominance. None for crypto. Anita Cho, how's it going? We got, what is this? We'll positively impact the market anyways. I'm trying to pronounce your name. Is it Vyacheslav? Hope I didn't butcher. So the rate cuts will save the day. Will positively impact the market. Turned around a night into a stake city. Bull run bragging rights. I'm cashing that check. Was it don't position the stop loss until the last seconds? What Bradley Down says. Oh, stop loss hunters. They have been hunting them stop losses. I got to say, man, they've been coming after the ones I put there. They've got me quite a few times. And not just me, a lot of people. Even Jason Casper with that really cool entry that he got. I mean, that's over with now, right? I think he put a bullish video this morning, thinking that. Well, I mean, there was a possibility that this was going to be good and we were going to bounce back. But losing this old red line here for me, being our little fib, that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, this is the one I drew on the. Yeah, this is the one I shared there. Yeah. So looking for these areas down here, baby. What is this on? This is the index. This is the Bitcoin index. It might be a little different on some other charts. And this is where okay, this is when I got my time. Good. I want to tweak you out. No, I got you. I got you on the first one here, the bottom one. I'm trying to check it out and see. I'm looking in the behind sides. I pulled it and put it here on this bottom, and then connected it to this other bottom for fib times, or not fib times, but time cycles. I think they're not fib related. But it's kind of an interesting thing that in short term it can be kind of accurate. As it goes further along, it kind of skews a little bit. But I just thought that would be an interesting thing to share. That because they're kind of a neat little toy to play with to kind of help you look for possible, kind of put time scales with the price. Carolyn Broden puts time with prices too, and she uses like fib time cycles, but I'm not crazy about the way she does it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so kind of a bummer day, and altcoins are taken. I guess if you guys want to look at any altcoins, we do have the doctor suit on here tonight. If there's any of them sick there, if they need a good little talking to, hey, I can help you out there. If they need some advice or some straighten them out, I mean, I'm the man. I am the coin whisperer. I am the coin whisperer. I will whisper at your coins. I'll holler at them. You need to tell them to call me back, though, sometimes. Quit playing me. And Nita Cho says, can you look at ladies USD? I'll do that. I haven't looked at it yet. So I put your coin request, and I'll come back. I'll come back down here. You got a doctor outfit today? Yeah, I do. I got the stethoscope and everything because the market looks under the weather, looking a little peaked, a little weak, a little sick there, a little sickly. Let's take a look at ladies. Has it been hit? I was wondering that earlier. I was thinking about you earlier today. I'm like, wonder how ladies is doing, because I mean it was already at a lower low, right? And I'm like, I was wondering how that holding up, because I'm wondering how these coins are. I guess we're working on that little option with something tanks in the market. We're looking for this area down here. I guess we're looking for that now. Yay. That ought to be fun. I hope it doesn't come all the way down there. So now we're in a downward channel. If you can see that, it's kind of wild how they can get so parallel, right? But this is actually bullish. Now this one had this little pattern here just had a 55% to break up. Now Thomas Bukowski said it didn't matter which way that the price comes into it, but just off the rip, I would lean more to them being a continuation pattern. Because no matter what shape it makes over here, usually when you got something like that going and a shape, it usually is a continuation pattern. So I was surprised that he said that, but they can be bottoms too, I guess. And maybe we'll see some positive action here. Let's see what your indicators look like. Now, this is interesting. So this is your MACD, but she's curving. That's curving. And your MACD's already been hit down, so she's down in the bottom section. She's not up here in this area. She's below the zero line here, right? It's been bearish for a while. You got that. You got some. Is that divergence? A form of divergence? Or what are you doing? Going up or down? Yeah, you're leaning up. That's kind of cool. Let me take a look at the RSI here. There was something I meant to point out about Bitcoin on the 4-hour. There could be a possible buy signal here. I saw that earlier, and I got distracted with all the resets. How many times we had to stream tonight? That was one of the first things I was going to tick off tonight, but that was about 30 minutes ago. We'll take a look at that next. So ladies is bottom. This is what's reminding me. You know, on these bigger time frames like the weekly, when your stochastics are bottom like this is, and this one's been here for several weeks. And if we can find our RSI, if it is also bottomed, oh, she's not really there yet. Okay, we'll wait. That's what I was looking for here on the weekly. It's not really down here yet, so I can't really say that. However, so just quickly to talk about ladies, you know, that 2-7 area with, I guess, 7 zeros. Seems like that might where we kind of go. And hopefully we'll find our support there along that trend line there. Let me go back to Bitcoin real quick because it was that 4-hour that I was wanting to talk about. Let me get to a chart over here. And dealing with their indicators. So here's something that's interesting to look, and you're doing it. Okay, you're already doing it. All right, so the 4-hour stochastics. This is a trading strategy here, folks. So there's some alpha if you're not familiar with this strategy. This can help you out, especially if you see this on the weekly. Yes, on the weekly, to get the bottom of the bear market, the strategy. You want this in your toolbox. All right, so the stochastics over here, the RSI, you see how they just already came up and flipped up? Now, they've not got past their 20% area, which is their official bullish level. That's roughly right here. If I draw a line right here. So when they get over that's their bullish buy signal for the stochastics. But right now, we're bouncing off the bottom. If we're a Degen, we're like, all right, so stochastics are giving us a tick, right? We'll check that box. Pretty soon they'll probably get a green dot here, but we're going to look at the RSI. We just want the stochastics and the RSI, and our RSI should also be bottomed out, trying to flip up. And it is. She's deep in the red, and she's starting to flip up. Now the 30% area over here is technically a buy signal. So here's the deal. If you're conservative and you want the conservative entry for this, you'll wait till both of them start leaving their little buy signal areas. The 30% for the RSI, and that it will continue up here over the next 4 hours, probably going into tomorrow morning or something. So it's starting to look like tomorrow might be bullish. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying that. Can't believe I'm saying that. All right, so. And then you would wait and jump in there. However, the Degens, we're both flipping. Yeah. If you're a risky enterer, getting in on Bitcoin right on this 4-hour, we would now. It doesn't mean just jump in right now. I mean, this means, hey man, we got to set up on a 4-hour. Let's come and find an entry on a smaller time frame. That's how we work it. Okay. For some of you that might not know that. Because I know if I was just hearing that, I'm like, 4-hour? All right now's a good time to get in? I'm already in. Yay. What do you mean? What? Did he just say, wait a minute, go to a smaller time frame? And, oh, man. Yeah, I hope you didn't do that. Because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the setup, it's a good place for possible setup. We want to monitor it and execute it, or monitor it on the 4-hour and technically execute it. So we'll come down to the smaller time frames like the 15 over here. What we got? We got any kind of bottom patterns forming? Okay, so we use our discretion here to see if we got a bottom setup. Or if you're a bot, you just go by the indicators and you've already bought. Okay? They're not trying. Most of them aren't giving a crap about trend lines. The ones that I used anyway. So you got a breakout idea. There's no volume there, so it's a little suspect. But above the 9-moving average on the 15, giving us credence, falling wedge. So there's something here, and on the 4-hour. So that's cool. So it looks like we're going to come back up, and this will be our opportunity maybe to de-risk, okay? I would love to say we're going back to the moon, all right? I can give you an argument for it. But for me, the MACD crossing seals the deal, baby. This one seals the deal for me. But let me show you what I posted in the group. We talked about it last night. But I mean, if it's kind of a weird opening, well, you know, I like WD GAN, and I taught, and this is where the short term For the month of August, 22nd to 24th, a bearish bias with volatility. The current price was about 113 when I was looking through all this. It sits near a Gantt square harmonic node, square of 9, which is what you saw me pull up a few minutes ago with the square of 9. His stuff gets complicated, that's why we don't use it. Aligning with the well, whatever. It says expect a potential sweep to the 111 to 112 amid Uranus. He said Uranus chaos. I mean, resetting over leveraged positions, negative funding, and all that. So it was talking about a sweep down. Now, these numbers, and this is going through AI and stuff, and they may not get all the numbers right when they're doing their analysis and whatever. But we did, during that time, hit those numbers in 111 and 112. However, that was the 22nd through the 24th. Today is the 26th, and that puts us to mid to late month. And this is what it was saying: bullish recovery. And so, you know, a dash of salt. I was looking for it. That's why I mentioned it last night. We'll look for it. It's a little dose of hopium, but it ain't. You don't bet the farm on this. If you did, look where we're at now. Bullish recovery, stabilization from Venus Saturn trine could balance the 144-day cycles in. So I'm curious about that 144 cycles in. I thought he said it was a fib thing on an earlier thing. This isn't the whole thing. This is just a section talking about this particular time. And Gann angles project support. That I have learned. The Gann angles. The Gann angles are these guys, and you got to plug a number in on the square of 9. You got this zodiac thing going on over here, and the planet. It gets kind of wild out there, people. Sacred geometry and all this stuff. It's kind of weird. I just dabble from time to time and see if I can add stuff because it just blows my mind. But it was calling for going back up to, to go back to 118, 124 area. And it talks like there's going to be some, we might not get past 124. So I'm curious, what do the Gann fans say? I haven't done Gann fans over here. If we go to a 4 hour, you guys want to do a Gann fan? We're still pretty good, aren't we? Oh, Gann fan. I had you out earlier, right? Didn't I? Where you at, Gann fan? The Gann fan. So we come down to our bottom and we pull up to a 40. We just eyeball a 45-degree angle. That's all we do. And then it automatically is supposed to automatically adjust for us, basically. And the way this works is that we look at these areas for possible support, and we just lost a major one of the lines. This was one of the more bullish lines. And then depending on where it comes down here, man, it gets kind of critical. Over here, I was doing this over here, and it was looking hopeful, and then we lost our 8 to 1 there. That wasn't good, but it's hinting that this area around 100,000 down through hit this area. And it doesn't, it's not like the Fibonacci where, oh man, nailed it and bounced right off. I mean, you can see some reactions, but it's generally just a zone to go through and help you gauge whether things are bullish or bearish in the market. And so far it's not so bearish just yet, according to this. So we got that, at least from down here, right? Oh snap, dragons.